I would say, one thing just to really convey is that this is a nationwide trend in a lot of police departments, and especially ours. So it's the focus of our police department, not just me. I think it's important to know that the whole department has this attitude going forward and kind of a change, and it's a change in nationwide. I mean, we're getting more and more agencies going to this type of interviewing, and it's more effective. Not just easier on the person, but you're getting facts out of it more. It's still fact-based, and we're still investigating, and we still have to have evidence to move forward to probable cause. So it's not just about making them feel good, it's more effective. It's important too in this part of it to know that we're still objective, that we still have to build the case and work on facts, and we have to move forward along those guidelines. And we try to get the truth. That's our primary goal, as well as trying to help the survivors. I think I don't want to lose sight of that in this. That is important. First and foremost, we do have to look at everything objectively and gather facts. But we always start in, with believing the person coming forth, and not shifting blame. It's a very personal thing. There's a lot of self-blame generally associated, and there's a fear of being, like I said, not believed and blamed and judged. And we try really hard as an organization, and myself particularly, not to do that, and to be understanding. Regardless of where it may fall judicially, what we can do to help, that we at least portray to them that we're not judging, and we'll do everything we can to help them. One thing I think that stops people sometimes is the use of drugs and alcohol, especially if it's illegal, if they're underage or if they're using illegal drugs. So one thing we've tried to really put out to people is that you're not going to be charged as a victim coming in for those minor crimes of drug use or alcohol, regardless of how, if it affected the case. That there's no fear of that. We're trying to really get that message out to people. But it's just a very personal. I mean, people don't like talking about their sexual life in general, so it's not an easy thing to talk about. One thing that we try to real hard to convey is that it's not a sexual experience, it's an assault. They're very different. And I think that some of the training that they talk about in the trauma-informed is using the right words and terminology so people understand that they're not feeling like they're having to talk about a sexual experience. It's not a sexual experience, it's an assault when there's not consent. So I think that's something that we try to use, and words are very important. And we're trying to train all of our officers that you don't need to use alleged. It's their story. It's not so. You get words away from that are used in consensual sex, and talk more about words that are used in assaults. So I think that has a lot to do why people don't report, and kind of how we're trying to change it.